Hello, everybody.
Good evening to you.
Good evening.
We are here finally
In Tennessee, in our sister-in-law's house,
in the bonus room. Yep.
in the bonus room. It's our craft room, so
It's crafty.
it is crafty for sure.
How's everybody doing tonight? Don't everybody speak at once.
We will be showing the property in an upcoming video. We do a short one from the property.
Yep. Hi, out to life.
Hi, Gear Grindin. Grindin.
Josh? No. Dan? I want to say Dan. Gear grinding Stan. Because his mom was going to name him Danielle? No? Is that ringing any bells?
Hey, fishes. How you
Hey,
doing?
Carol Baskins.
Good to see your face too.
So, we've been hard at it.
Yeah. We're not even moved into our new place yet, obvious why we're here. We don't have cable or anything.
We haven't even started to move into our
Right.
new place yet.
We have the keys to our new place, but nothing to put inside.
Yep.
So we're waiting for that to come along. So
Yeah. Lots of fun there.
been out to the property and took a hike.
Yep. It's Dan. See? Okay.
Awesome, baby. Good job. Out to life, you're newer to our channel. What's your name? I would love to know you. I'm Laura. This is Chris, obviously.
So we got everything packed up and fled the Communist Republic of Oregon. Glad to be out of there. Let's go, Brandon.
Of course, he had to get that in.
I'll always.
Always.
I'll say that for the rest of my life. The Great Demented One. Let's go, Brandon.
He'll be in the nursing home. Let's go, Brandon.
Hi, Marcia.
Nice to
Hey,
meet
Gil.
you, Marcia. Hi, Gil.
We made it through your state with little fanfare.
Yep. Nice and cold and snowy, but that was about it.
It was just kind of a rainy, blowing snow. Wasn't much to speak of, really.
Not really too bad.
So we get everything packed. We're up at 4:00. Let's turn it down just a little bit. I'm trying to watch a game here. Just the knob, yeah.
Okay.
Woke up 4:00 last Friday morning,
Mm-hmm.
and ready to hit the road and ready to go. And
got our bed in the container.
Well, first we got the TV. Well, we had to put our bed in there first. Then we put the TV in there.
Right.
And then we sandwiched medium Hedgehog's bed in there, and so it provides a nice packing. But we were concerned that we weren't going to be able to get it in there because of the chairs.
Hey, Viper.
This thing is, finally not in Tennessee. Yep. We hear you. It's a process.
It is.
So,
an expensive one.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So we got everything packed up Friday morning, and there was still a million things to do. We didn't end up leaving town until 11:00 in the morning, and we were up at 4. So we thought we would easily just make our way down the road, and hey, all we have to do is load our bed. But last minute chores and whatnot, getting everything ready.
And then a tree falls down. Our street, there's only one way in and one way out. And a tree.
Legally, there's only one way in and one way out.
A tree falls down and knocks out our power. But
oh, wait, hold on. Stop there.
Okay.
So here we are in the bathroom, and someone's doing her business. And
this is a funny story.
Someone's doing her business, and the lights go out, and she's behind a closed door. So she says, hey, why'd you guys turn out my lights? It's like, did you see me open the door and reach in there and turn your light switch off? So the power went out, and we had at our old abode, we had a backup generator, which was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Kicks in about 15 seconds. And so it kicked in, and we're back to business, and the whole neighborhood's without power. So that's always a great,
Hello,
great
Tina and
feeling.
Ladybug. How are you doing?
And so we do that, and we just get delayed, finishing up odds and ends, and finally got on the road. Went and got her some coffee so she could
Well,
wake up at 11 o'clock.
you missed something.
What?
So the tree was out down the road.
Oh, that's
It
right.
knocked out power.
Well, the whole tree was across the road.
The whole tree, a big tree.
And knocked out the whole power line, and
Right.
nobody could get down the street.
And so you noticed that people were driving through the park behind our house.
Before I knew that the power line covered the road, we didn't know why the power was out.
Right.
So yeah, I saw a car drive behind our house, and I was like, well, that's kind of odd. Usually only cops drive back there. Hey, Gardener Josh.
Hey, Josh. And so we decided to drive through the park.
Well, first we sent Sonny on a reconnaissance mission through the park.
Yeah.
And he said, yep, we could get through. And so he made his way through with the mommy van, and then we, hey, Debbie's home place.
Hi, Debbie.
So he got through, and we finished.
And Red Road, how you doing? Sorry.
And we got finished with our stuff, and then we made our way through the park, and it was pretty tight through there.
Very tight.
Then we got her some coffee, got some gas, and we were off to Ogden.
Got me caffeinated,
Yeah,
which
it's always helpful.
It makes the communication easier.
Makes her brain engage in a way that
Hey, Bruce.
Functions.
Nice to see you.
Hey, Bruce. So then we got on down the road, but we were worried that it said I-84 was closed. So that would have really screwed up our plans, because we needed to be in Ogden on Friday. But luckily we got down the road, and it was smooth sailing.
Well, the funny thing is, Medium Hedgehog saw that the road was closed and went way around.
Funny for us.
Funny for us, not for him.
He went to go get on the highway because the interstate, there had been landslides with all the rain.
Mm-hmm.
So he thought it was still closed. I saw the trucks getting on the freeway, so I'm like, well, they're going down the freeway, I'm going down the freeway. So we ended up being, we probably got to Ogden about an hour before the young feller did.
Yeah.
So something like that.
Yeah.
So now we're like two old people on a couch.
Yeah.
Two older people on a couch.
Or
two kind of old people on a couch.
Kind of old people.
Okay, kind of old.
Okay.
So we got to Ogden, and it was fairly smooth sailing. I wouldn't recommend.
In Ogden is in what state?
Utah.
So we made it to Utah the first night, even though we started really late.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Put the hammer down and off we go.
Yeah.
But if we back up to fleeing the Communist Republic, when we were going to stop in the Communist Republic because someone needed to use the bathroom, and it wasn't me, just for the record, and the dog was good, but so we actually got over the border and stopped, and it was like so much better.
Yeah.
It was like, we're finally done here.
But it was more than that. I don't know.
It was a heaviness.
There was a heaviness in Oregon, and when we crossed that border, I just felt like this weight just lift off of us. And,
yeah, freedom, exactly.
Freedom.
William Wallace.
Yep.
Freedom!
Hi, WD.
Hey, WD.
Anyways, so, yeah. So we made it across the border, and there was a potty waiting for me on the other side.
Yeah, just for her, had her name on it. Laura's Porta Potty.
in Idaho.
But yeah, got through Boise, smooth sailing. Yeah, it was pretty non-eventful from there, which is the best kind. So got down the road and got into Ogden about, I don't know, it was like 9:30, 10 o'clock with the time change, roughly about there. And I'll say for the record, even if you're saving money, you probably don't want to share a room with your adult son. Just something about that. Next time, had we needed to do this over again,
yeah,
probably just get separate rooms and call it good.
We love them, but
yeah,
freedom's good, and
well, it's not only that; it's just different sleeping schedules and
yeah.
And
He
hey,
digs.
Diggs. So different sleeping schedules. So it we made it through with little fanfare and not much commotion. So then we got to
Hello.
What happened to the chairs?
We're live.
We're live streaming.
Oh, it's okay.
That's Mrs. Hedgehog over there.
Mrs. Hedgehog.
That's right. It won't catch you, or it may. No, it won't. It's not that wide a view of camera.
Hey, Skinner Farms.
So anyway.
So, and then our second day, what did we do?
Second day, we took the long cut.
The long cut.
Which took us over to the Grand Hedgehog.
The Grand Hedgehog. The Great Grand.
The second day, we went the long way on over I-80 to Wyoming 414, and then over 191, Flaming Gorge, down into Vernal, Utah. So we crossed into Wyoming, back over into Utah, and did that because the scenery was absolutely amazing. It was beautiful.
Amazing. Yeah.
Over Flaming Gorge.
Nice and cold.
Yeah, it was cold, but it was sunny.
Yeah.
And so it was really nice. Absolutely beautiful. Couldn't have asked for a better trip. Miles and miles. We saw nobody.
Right.
Yeah, it was amazing. So we did that and did some sightseeing, and that was a top of 8,800 foot pass, which is where I showed Laura. That's where I learned to drive trucks in the mountains. And it's beautiful on top. You got a pine or the juniper or whatever it is. It's a pine and junipers. Not so much junipers over there, but a lot of pine.
And then,
but you get up on the very top, and it's aspens up there, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
And really it was nice. Lots of snow, so we could see. It was just sunny. It was beautiful. It was clear, and
cold.
It was cold, but we didn't get out. Well, we did get out
once.
Somebody needed to use the bathroom.
No, we stopped once.
You stopped to use the bathroom there.
Yes, okay.
Right.
But then we stopped another time to sightsee. We looked over at one of the overlooks, and we looked at the lake.
I know, you had to go tinkle there too.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
anyway,
I like to
nature
tinkle.
calls.
What can I say?
So we got over that, but it's absolutely beautiful because you can look back down into Flaming Gorge.
You guys will see all these videos anyways.
Yeah, you look back into Flaming Gorge, and it's amazing. It's red rock, and the water was just blue as blue could be. And anyway, quite nice. And we got down into Vernal, which is where I started my oil field journey 20 years ago almost. And so it's kind of nice to show her that and kind of look at the town and see
His
see
old
some
stomping
history.
grounds. Yeah.
I didn't stomp much there. All I did was work.
Right.
But to see,
Got some more coffee so I could tinkle some more.
yeah, and to see, to kind of just see that whole area, and the gas field is um, dried up. It's not dried up, but they're not producing out of it much.
Right.
And so it's kind of like a ghost town compared to what it was. I mean, you would have seen so many trucks through there. It wouldn't have been funny, and now there's like nothing.
Right.
But saw Vernal and then went out to the Dinosaur National Monument, which if you guys have never been there and you're going to be in that part of the world, you got to go see it.
Yeah.
It is amazing. It's one thing to see it in video or pictures, because I told Laura about it and I said, we got to go see this sometime. Mm-hmm. And that was another thing that felt so good about it, was that we're finally free because we can
go do things together.
Yeah, we can do stuff that we've talked about and kind of dreamed about that we haven't been able to do. I mean, the last time that we had any significant time together was October of 20 when we came out here to look at property originally. So
also amazed on just how many people weren't wearing masks anymore as soon as we got out of Oregon.
Yeah. Still some people wearing masks, which is fine. Hey, Belinda and Chuck.
Hey.
Long time no see. Have a hedgehoggy day.
And so
yeah, people not wearing masks and people not afraid for their life.
Right.
And I mean, this fear is just really the driving factor.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot what's going on. And who benefits from that? The drug companies benefit, and the politicians benefit from that.
Right.
Nobody else is benefiting from it, So anyway, we won't talk about that mess, but
no.
But it was nice because we were free, and not only free figuratively, but literally, in the sense that we could do whatever we want.
Yeah.
If we want to go or we want to stay, we made our way through Vernal and then over to Dinosaur, Colorado, which is right across the border.
Yeah.
And then over to Rangeley, which that's actually an oil field town. They always say everything oil field, but most of Vernal is gas. There's some oil. The whole rifle or the Piceance Basin, which if you saw it spelled, it would spell Pisceance, but it's called the Piceance Basin. It's all gas. So we went through Rangeley, an oil town, and it was dead too. I mean, you would see water haulers everywhere. You would see sand trucks. I mean, there's nothing. And we went to Rangeley and then cut over down to Grand Junction, which is another kind of scenic route.
Right.
And that road was horrible, and my back was already so sore from moving. My back's still really sore.
Yeah.
It's something else just from all that moving. It's not being out of shape necessarily. It's way too much of a strain on my long.
He already had a back issue. It just is exacerbating it. Let's just say.
Exacerbating it.
It's.
Are you getting confused with something else?
No.
Exacerbating?
It's
exacerbating.
Exacerbating. Okay. Anyways.
That was funny though.
But so just a lot of travel, and then
that road,
Grants Pass, not Grants Pass.
No, hold on. The road was really rough.
Yeah.
I mean, our truck rides nice. I mean, it rides well, but my goodness. And these guys driving truck on this road, I could not imagine. I mean, I've driven a lot of truck on that road, but
it's just bouncy.
Hey, Steph. Steffi Joe.
Yes, we're in Tennessee now.
Yeah, she knows that. But the road was just rough. I mean, I wouldn't drive that road again, even in my own pickup truck.
Right.
It's nice through there. It's kind of through a canyon, and there's so many areas to explore, which is the cool thing. Um, so much to see if you
Right.
like just um, getting out and about and looking at
Mhm.
animals and exploring and getting off road. I mean, not super off road stuff, but
Right.
it's amazing. And then we wound through all of that to get up on top of Douglas Pass, which is another 8,500 foot pass.
But what did we do before that? We went to the
I already told them about the Dinosaur Museum.
Dinosaur Museum, but
Then we went to Grand Junction. We went over
yeah.
Douglas Pass into Grand Junction.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. What was I supposed
And
to
then we
tell them?
went to the monument.
Well, not yet. We didn't. We haven't
Okay.
got to the motel room.
Okay.
So we get over the pass, and that truck's governed to 108. I don't know why. I know that, but it is. I was a little disappointed, to be honest, but
Yeah,
whatever.
when you're in the middle of nowhere, things happen.
Unexplainable things. I mean,
Unexplainable things.
you see how fast the truck will go just because it's a funny story because back in my motorcycle days, I had me a little rice
Stop
rocket.
watching the game.
I just was glancing over. I had me a little rice rocket that was uh, pretty fast, and
Can
so
you imagine him on a little motorcycle?
it's like a monkey on a football, but that's
Mhm.
beside the point. So I told her about this as well. Yeah, I got up to this fast on this road. Here's why. And so I was like, oh, well, I mean, we're here. Let's see what this truck will do. So anyway,
Right.
nothing to see here.
Right.
Got into Grand Junction that night. What did we do? We just got in and we went to we stayed at the Holiday Inn, and
Mm-hmm.
they had a restaurant. So I had some fish and chips. Exciting, I know. And she had don't
Salad.
she had a Cobb salad. It was okay. And so did that, and then the next day we got up and um, we went up and saw the monument, the Colorado National Monument, which is really cool.
Really beautiful.
It's pretty amazing because the road follows the outcroppings of the rock, and that's up at 8,000 plus feet as well. And it's snowy and icy up there, and
On the road.
and there's no guardrails really. I mean, there are in some areas.
Just saying.
Yeah, but it's absolutely beautiful. This is another thing that you gotta. Hey, Boots and Bounty.
And Susie.
Hey, Susie Jacobson. We've missed you too. We've been busy, unfortunately, or fortunately.
Yeah.
I don't know. Unfortunately, probably.
This is a long story, but there's a lot that happened in this little while. Anyways.
So we went up on the monument and showed Laura all of that, and I mean it's gorgeous.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
It's high desert. Grand Junction sits at about 4,800 feet.
We visited the retail store up there.
Wait, we're not there yet.
Okay.
So there's a trail. It's called Serpent's Trail on there that they used to have to take because this was a WPA or a PPP project. PPP, WPA workers, whatever. When Roosevelt put the guys to work, um, there's a tunnel that's just out of solid rock. So they bore right through the rock, which is really cool. But this trail that they have up there, they call it Serpent's Trail because it just winds up, and it's about a mile long or so. But the old Model Ts in those cars, the fuel pumps, they had to drive them up backwards.
Go ahead.
They had to drive them backwards up the road because the fuel pump. Otherwise, it'd starve the engine. And need to get some water. Getting parched. It would starve the fuel pumps of water. And we got up. Yeah, CCC. Thank you, Civilian Conservation Corps, I believe. Thank you for that. we just took her and showed her. We drove over one side, or you can go at two sides. It actually goes down into Fruta, and then the other side is Grand Junction. So we drove over to the visitor center, and there's a place up there called Independence Rock. It's a pinnacle, a sandstone pinnacle that you'll see it in the videos. It's amazing because it's got this flat top on it. It's a column with a flat top, and every year on the 4th of July, um, they climb it and plant the American flag. So we went over to the excuse me, went over to the visitor center after that, and we had a little doggy visitor that kept setting the alarm off in the truck.
Yeah, that was fun.
And
I'm trying to get my shop on, and Norman's out in the truck making the alarm go off.
Well, yeah, he's just rocking the truck, so because he's bouncing to and fro. And so she got her ornament. We usually try to buy an ornament in our travels, a Christmas ornament, so we can put it on the tree later to remember. So we then drove back to the Grand Junction side. So we came over the Grand Junction side, but we came up the Grand Junction side, so her window would have the best views.
So I could get the best views for you guys.
Yep. And then on the way back, she didn't really film, and plus it was quicker for us to get down that way.
So we had a lunch date.
So we got down and went to lunch, and met a friend of mine that worked in the oil field with and stuff, and went to the Mexican restaurant and had us lunch. And since we're not very smart, we kept driving. And so in Grand Junction, if you were looking east, you have the monument, or the Grand Mesa right in front of you, which is 11,000 feet. It's the largest tabletop mountain in the world, they say. Whoever they is and whoever it is they say, but okay. And then to the north, you have the Book Cliffs, and then to the south you have the Colorado National Monument. So you always know where you are. And so we went up on the monument. We had lunch, and then we were losing daylight. But I said, well, let's go up to the Grand Mesa so you can see what that is. And then we drove all the way up to the top of the Grand Mesa, 11,000 feet, and beautiful up there. Super cold. Well, it wasn't super cold, not as cold as it was over Vail, but
no, it wasn't as cold as that, but it was real cold.
So
it was like 3 degrees.
Yeah, the very top. So it is a house, Stephanie, and it is in some place in Tennessee. I replied to your comment. Email us, Hedgehog Homestead at iCloud.com. So we saw the mesa and then went back down, and we still had daylight, which I figured it'd be dark. We could have went all the way over. We could have went all the way over. Hey, Ryder. How are you?
Hi, Ryder.
We went all the way. We could have went all the way over the top, and then circled all the way back around Grand Junction, but there was too much driving. It was already enough driving, so that would have been a bridge too far, so to speak. So we went down. I don't know. We went down and we went to Freddy's Steak Burgers and
had a steak burger.
It
was pretty good.
Fries. Okay. Fries not so great.
Thin and crispy.
Hey, Moon. Yeah, they were super thin. It was like you didn't have any potato flesh on the inside, and it was just a bunch of crisp, and you know,
Yeah.
So, yeah, so we stayed an extra day in Grand Junction.
Thank you, Bruce, for that.
We weren't going to. We weren't going to stay in Grand Junction only but just one day.
Yeah.
But since we took the long way, and since it was can't speak, since it was so nice, we decided we'll stay an extra day because it was beautiful, sunny weather. It was a little cold, but it was sunny,
Mm-hmm.
and so we figured why not. And we left. What was disappointing a little bit was on Sunday we were supposed to meet two old people, and but we after looking at it, it would have been like 12 plus hours, 12 and a half hours to get down there.
Yeah.
And with the time change, we would have been bumping in around 8:30, and
Hey, Faye.
would have been bumping around 8:30. They had work the next day, and it was like, wow, we're going to be cutting it so close that unfortunately we're not going to be able to meet up this time. But so we rerouted, and then we went over I-70, which is Vale Pass, Eisenhower, and so it's pretty neat through there through Glenwood Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
I told Laura where the bighorn sheep were. There's a bighorn sheep lookout. I said, look, over there's the bighorn sheep lookout. And sure enough, she saw 3 bighorn sheep over there.
Yeah.
And which is cool. We didn't see any speed goats in Wyoming or Utah or Colorado. I was a little surprised.
Yeah.
Speed goats are antelopes, for those that you don't know. So we went going up to Vale. It was -1. Got down to about -1, and one of the I did point out to Laura the some shacks in Vale that she could work very hard.
Shacks and Vale.
That she could work very hard to.
What are you reading?
Oh, I was just looking at Carol Baskins. Hey, Carol Baskins.
It is so good to see everybody.
It is. So I told Laura she needed to buy me a shack in Vale when she's able.
The average shack in Vale goes for $12 million.
That's Aspen. Vale is much lower rent.
I'm sorry. Yes, Vale is probably
who knows?
$8
Probably
million.
yeah. Pocket change.
Pocket change, guys.
So we went over I-70, and then after Denver, it was pretty boring.
Yeah.
All they do in Kansas is grow wheat and write tickets.
Yep.
There's lots of cops. And
they have good bathrooms, though.
They have excellent. They have excellent.
Hi, Bob.
Hey, Bob. They have excellent rest areas. Kansas, amazing, clean. People are friendly in there. Yeah, I mean, quite amazing. Very impressive, I will say. So we made our way to Topeka, and on an eventful trip, the best kind. And from there, we went over we had Texas Roadhouse. I think that's the first time you and I have ever been to Texas Roadhouse.
Yes.
And it was good.
It was almost overwhelming because it was so full of people.
Without masks
on.
I didn't get a ticket, Steph.
And
watching always.
I was almost because before we left Portland, we lived a very homebody life where we didn't ever you couldn't go out to a restaurant.
Speak for yourself.
I did. I'm talking about me. I was a homebody because of my job and the kind of things I did. And so I didn't get out a whole lot. And so being in a crowded restaurant was exciting and how do we describe it?
Overwhelming, exciting.
Yeah, it was cool.
Nice.
It was very nice.
Some people had masks that wanted to have masks on, and that was that. You want to wear a mask, by all means, please do.
Yeah.
That's everybody's individual call. Yeah. So, absolutely, if you feel that's important for you, absolutely do it.
But it was just really pleasant. It was like before the pandemic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was. It was like life is kind of.
It was surreal because it's like, is this really happening? Are people really walking around and doing stuff like this? This doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so it was nice. Food was good.
Yep.
And went back to the room, and that was a 811-mile day or something, which isn't that big a deal.
For some people.
For some people.
Yeah.
Me, no. Actually, it still was, though. I mean, because I was hurting so much, I'm still hurting, but since I was hurting so much, that's the 5th time I've done this trip. So, yep, freedom of choice.
Mm-hmm.
I've done this drive 5 times. So, I mean, I would drive 1,400 miles one day, 1,000 another day, but I'm not very smart. So, there's that.
We're not in our usual space. So in our, so we're learning.
Well, no, we're 2 older people on a couch. Two pick a fill in the blank.
Don't tell them.
We're not taking their moniker by any means, but yeah, it felt good. It was nice, and then I forgot my chicken critters on the table, which I love. Oh well. But then the next day, Topeka to the destination.
Yep. And here we are.
And there really wasn't a whole lot other stuff to report between then. We got back and we had a day, so we got here on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Laura went to get to see the property for the first time.
Yeah.
So.
And there will be video of that coming up.
Yep.
And then, what did we do yesterday, honey?
Well, we're not there yet. So we took Medium Hedgehog to the airport because he's not very smart also. Because he flew back. So Thursday, we went to Nashville and dropped him off at the airport so he could fly back to the crap zone. And so I was trying to read, and it's a little far away from my old eyes.
Yeah.
We dropped him off at the airport, and then we went over to Opryland Mills Mall, or Opry Mills, and walked around. Walked the whole mall.
We went there originally to get you a chair, but they don't sell chairs at this store that we wanted to get a chair.
Thanks, Ryder. Yeah, and we went there to go to the Bass Pro Shop / Cabela's, same. And because they had a chair that worked for me that, wasn't super expensive. And they don't have it. So we ended up walking the mall, getting some disappointing Cinnabons. And
they don't stand up against mine.
Well, they don't even stand up against a Cinnabon.
No, they don't. Yeah, they were. Never buy the ones that are
already pre-boxed.
Pre-boxed.
Yeah, that's probably a good point.
Yeah,
because they just weren't good. And
no, he doesn't really need a massage chair. We were just trying to get a man size, a chair that would fit this man.
Yeah.
This 6'10" man.
So we had to. There was stuff we had to leave in the container in the Communist Republic, so we'll have to get back there at some point. But we need to get the container.
Yeah,
But
we have a container sitting on my sister's property with some stuff in it.
so we did our walk and usually I'm really good with walking, can walk all day without much of an issue, but my back's been so locked up that it's having a hard
Mm-hmm.
time. Um, so, but we still did walk a good bit and walked the whole mall actually. But
It's a huge mall.
yeah, it
Oh
is,
my
and
goodness.
it's a nice mall. I mean, that's another thing. It was kind of nice just to be out and get hustled by all the street vendors that are in the middle of the mall. Not really, but
They wanted to straighten my hair. You know how that goes.
I don't, but
The ladies in the chat know what that's like. Um,
the
so
shame, yeah. So we finished at the mall, and then we came back to town,
hmm
and that was about it. That was yesterday. And today's, well, that was Thursday. So Friday, yesterday,
was
we,
a big day.
yeah, yesterday was a big day. We went to Paris, Tennessee, and we were out kind of looking and scoping options and thinking about things and what are we going to do? How are we going to do it? The building here is off the charts.
It's off the charts.
It is absolutely ridiculous, and there's no. The streets are awful. It's horribly crowded as far as
People are
traffic.
building so quickly here. Houses are going in like gangbusters. I've never seen houses being built so quickly. It's just crazy.
Yeah, Paris is where your vet is. Well, good deal. Um, yeah, we and with that and inflation and everything else, we keep thinking about how we want to build, what we want to build, and um, getting a contractor out to BFE isn't going to be easy,
There's
and for
there's
anything really.
there's people waiting 2 months to have a small slab poured.
Yeah, so I can see a cement mixer in our future.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
to for block
Mm-hmm.
to pour in block,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, I mean, so with that being said, we kind of looked at some manufactured homes in Charlotte, not in your area. Well, too bad we're not there. Um, we
Well,
um,
and then the tornadoes just hit,
yeah, so that's
and
another
so
strain.
a lot of it's really hard, really, really, really hard to get a contractor right now for anything.
Thanks, Carol. Um, Yeah, and so we kind of looked. We were looking at manufactured homes a little bit. Just I wanted her to see what I had seen because I'd been down to Paris um, before, so I kind of wanted to let her see what I'd seen and see if we had any meeting of the minds. And there were some nice places in there, but for us,
The quality is just.
it's not what we'd want. We don't want to go in any more debt though. Is the real issue. So there wasn't
Mm-hmm.
anything that was kind of palatable for us that wasn't just going to add more debt, and we just don't want to do that. We want to live a life of freedom.
Yeah.
So, which then took us down to the original reason we went to Paris, which was to
Mm-hmm.
go to the building. Hey, Demeter Solis. Demeter? This side of Tennessee. Thank you. Demeter, is that what that says? I can't see it.
You can't see it either.
Demeter. Yep. Nice to meet you. Um, so we we went down the road and we decided that we're gonna switch up our plan quite a bit, and we're going to. What are we gonna do?
We bought a tiny home.
We didn't buy a tiny home.
We bought a tiny shed.
Well, no.
But it's not tiny.
No, we didn't. No, you're correct, but it's not a home.
It's
we bought a 14 by 48 high barn that we're going to finish. That's phase 1. Phase 2 will be a pole barn. And between phase 1 and phase 2 be phase 1.5. Hey, Miss Kim. Between phase 1 and phase 2 will be a storm shelter. But first, our high barn will be here in 3 weeks. So we got to get busy.
Yeah.
Got to make, we need to get some rock. Need to get some rock set down. We need to finalize our site.
Yep.
And
there's supposed to be a snowstorm here.
Yeah, but it's a bunch of hooey.
Yeah.
Bunch of hooey. No snow going on. It's
Well, they say it's supposed to hit
41 degrees. It was supposed to hit today.
Yeah, it was supposed to hit earlier today, and then it was supposed to hit again, and now it's supposed to hit at 2:30 in the morning. So we'll see. So now we have a tiny home coming in 3 weeks, and we need to start working on it. But before that, we have to build our site. And
nice, Steph. She did a 20 by 40 with a 2-story with a basement. There you go.
Nice.
See, that's another thing, is we may be better served, actually. That brings up a great point that we weren't thinking about.
Make a basement out of it?
Put a basement. Put it on top.
We might have to do cinder blocks so we can do it ourselves. So, but how are we going to do that in 3 weeks?
We're not. We'd have to have him come back out and move it for us.
Oh.
Or we'd have to actually get some lifting equipment to put it on there. That's a good idea, though.
That is a really good idea.
That is a good idea.
See, this is why we have you guys.
Yeah, that's why.
No, we love you guys. That is a great idea.
Yeah, I think we need to investigate that, because that would also double our footage. Because we're running into, thinking about how we're going to do that. But here's the thing: is we're not in a no, we're in our rental house. Yep, for the next year. That didn't change.
That didn't change, but we need time to build our.
Yeah.
This is an empty shell.
So we're gonna have to build it all out. We're gonna have to finish it. Put a little kitchen in it. Hey, Wiley Living.
Hey, Trish.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
Trish
okay. From Wiley Living.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're gonna take our time to
Rebel
do this.
Canner.
Hey, Rebel Canner.
That is Tammy.
Tammy. So. Okay. I can't remember all the names necessarily if it's not in their description.
Just like us.
Yeah. But so we're gonna take some time to kind of get all of this done. That part we're not going to be in a hurry. So we need to be smart about what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And really, our whole goal when we started was we're not going to sign another lease. So come Hades or high water, we're not signing another lease. Enjoy your pint, Bob. Watch out if I'm not sure where you're going, but watch for those. Watch out down there in them parts.
Yep.
But we're going to take our time and really get the best kind of plan together. Because that is a great idea about a basement. Because that doubles our square footage.
Right.
Also,
and maybe we could put the stairs on the outside.
We could. We need to
put a washer and dryer in the basement.
Yeah, absolutely. Because again, we want to do all of this on our own. Don't want to get any loans. We want to be debt free, except the land.
Yep.
So, and that's important to us. So then that way we have flexibility. We really want to get going. We're gonna have so much to do because we're gonna have to work on the garden.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna have to work on clearing trees. Gonna have to work on getting the field cut, which that's a monster in and of itself.
Yeah, 60 acres of field that,
No,
well,
that's
more
the
than
one
that.
field.
Yeah.
That's our field.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then the
other field is ours too, but
No, right. I understand that.
yeah, that's the one we're going to build on. But
And then the backside.
and the grass is up to the windows in our truck. So
Yeah, and it's full of thorns and stuff, which
yeah, we came
isn't
back,
great.
cut up the first hike we did on the property. So
Yeah, why don't you tell them about your hike? Why don't you tell them about the property? I've done enough talking.
so yeah, we hiked through the trees basically, but we came up. Um, the property is absolutely beautiful. Everything that he promised, and the
Well,
pictures.
you guys have that on video.
The pictures didn't do it justice, and I can't wait to mow or burn or whatever we're going to do to the fields.
Yeah.
Because there is an option to burn, but it's $40 an acre, and we have probably, if we did the upper and the, I don't know how many acres that is. It's a lot of acres.
Well, the clearing's roughly 60 acres,
Yeah.
the best I can figure.
And the reason why we're entertaining that is because then we can seed the field with the kind of grass we want to put in the field to sustain animals. So we're very excited about that part as well. But even if we burn it to seed it, we're going to need a tractor.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a.
So while we're scrambling to get ready for this new house to come, and we're supposed to be working on our channel too.
Yeah.
But we're living in somebody else's home right now, so it's a little privacy is hard to come by to work things out.
Well, I mean, it's nice right now. We're up in the bonus room, and everybody else is downstairs in the living room. So.
Yeah. So maybe we can do some work here. But we just walked through the field, and the first thing we noticed when we were driving up is there was two turkeys, which was exciting.
Yeah.
And then we walked through the field and saw the upper part and the lower part, and he showed me where he wanted the house. And I'm having a hard time locking that in because the grass needs to be mowed, so I can't see how the land goes. I can see where the hills are, but it's hard to see exactly where, because I'm thinking garden,
Hey, Ginger Ninja.
I'm thinking all of the stuff, so
Have a hedgehoggy day. Sorry to interrupt.
have a hedgy day. Hedgy.
Mm-hmm.
Ginger Ninja agrees with me.
Oh, well, okay. I guess it's settled then.
So, really, really enjoyed walking the property, and I can't wait to. We did a video of it, but I can't wait to see it mowed, and I can't wait for you guys to see it mowed as well, because it's exciting stuff.
Yeah,
So,
it might take us a bit to get to that point, though.
We have seen so many deer around our area. Just kind of.
We can rent a bush hog. Yeah.
We can rent a bush hog. Yes.
I haven't found one yet, but yes, we can. We're kind of one of the things that makes a tractor kind of necessary is we have a lot of log skidding to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if a tractor, let's just say, for example,
plus
tractor
road work.
plus road work, if a tractor costs 25,000 roughly, it's somewhere around there, depending on what you get. Sky's the limit, really. But um, you know, and it cost. I talked to a guy who wanted $60 an acre to mow it. So I mean, that's $4,000, which that isn't happening. So so you take that 4,000 off the price of a tractor, you got one cutting. But again, we have so
So
much.
how many tractors does it take
How many mowings does it take?
to buy a tractor?
Well, like 6 mowings.
Okay, so that's a year and a half, probably. No, that's less than a year and a half.
I don't know.
You probably got to mow every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks.
No. Well, no. I think this
We are
stuff's called.
green in this area. We have no idea.
I think it's broom sedge is what it's called. I think that's what it is. But anyway, it's a nuisance and there's thorns in it. But at any rate, the tractor is going to be kind of a necessary machine, period. Between the logging we need to do as far as all the deadfall, um, wood chipping, road work.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd have a bucket on it, definitely for road work, but then also animal pens and permaculture and all these kind of things. So,
right.
And then if you looked, you could do quite a bit with a 4-wheeler too, but not nearly as useful, and that's $10,000
right
for a somewhat decent one. How many Norwegians does it take to mow 60 acres? Depends on how much you're paying them, probably.
Right.
But so we're going to need that, but we're going to have to look to find a great deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big, and we can't get we're not going to get a little homeowner tractor. I mean, that wouldn't work either. It's got to be 4-wheel drive, and
yeah, it has to be.
I just got
it's
it.
hilly.
Well, it's hilly and
clay.
The clay, yeah. But so we got to do all that research as well to make that happen, and so ideally we'll be able to find something used. And I know used stuff across the board is up in price, but nothing's cheap. That's right.
Yeah.
But so we got a war on several different fronts, if you will, with kind of what we're doing.
Yeah.
But I do think that the basement idea. I mean, we'd thought about that before, but then all of a sudden now we just didn't think about it. So
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a game changer, really, because we put in a basement, then that's our storm shelter too,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's big. And
Yeah.
again,
Thank you for that idea.
Yeah, I've thought about it before, but then for some reason I just didn't get back to it, probably because of everything else that we've been doing and everything else that's been going on. But anyway, so we walked down through the creeks.
This is my sister-in-law's craft room. And she's got to be an awesome crafter.
It's a lot of crafts.
A lot of craft stuff in here.
So what about the creeks?
The creeks are awesome. The spring.
There's a spring where we had lunch.
Yeah, we had lunch by the spring and walked through and saw all kinds of sign of deer and other woodland creatures. My brother-in-law, he hunted and got 4 deer on the property, a buck and 3 does.
Yeah.
3 big does.
Yeah.
And
we're gonna have some of one of them tomorrow. Some of one of them. Hi, Eric. So yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have that backstrap tomorrow night for
tenderloin.
Oh, is it tenderloin?
I think it's tenderloin. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have the tenderloin tomorrow night and taste the deer, the fruit of our property. And it's exciting. So we so much. It was a little bit overwhelming about all the deadfall, climbing over the deadfall and realizing how much work there is to do on the property. Honestly,
Hey, my northern garden.
but we'll get it done. Well, let me rephrase that. We won't get it done. We will continue to work it because it's gonna be.
It's gonna take years
Mm-hmm.
to probably get all that deadfall out of there
All the
between everything
deadfall, and
else.
then there's going to be more deadfall happening while we're picking up that deadfall.
Right.
So,
But you know what the good thing about deadfall is, don't you? Anybody? Anybody? What's the good thing about deadfall? Big fires, you guessed it.
big
That's
fires,
right.
yes, and who
Love me
likes?
some fire.
Yes, he likes him some fire. So
That's right.
we will never be out of firewood,
Nope.
unless we pick too many of our trees. That's another thing we've kind of thought about is harvesting some of our trees.
Well, we need to harvest some pine.
We have to harvest some pine.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because it's at that stage where it's just going to start falling. Pine, grows so high and then it just starts to fall. So you have to.
Well, it needs to be cut at the
Yes,
right time.
bonfire, Ginger Ninja. That's for sure. Yep. So.
Yeah. So.
Hey, Trish on our other channel. Yeah. So exciting stuff. We looked at today. We also looked at how we can organize the tiny house,
The floor plan.
the floor plan. But now maybe we can just do a bathroom upstairs and be able to put freezers and stuff in the basement.
Yeah. Yep. I think a basement solves a lot of issues and problems.
We could even have an extra bedroom down there.
Yeah.
So.
For the basement dwellers.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep. And we could put an entryway pretty easy down there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So that.
Go ahead.
No.
No, you were going to say something.
I was going to say that's about all our news so far.
Well, it's a lot of news, but
it's a lot of news.
It's a lot to unpack.
So yeah, so we have to get to work.
Yeah.
Because we were going to work on improving our channel. I don't know if anybody knows any good logo people, because what we want to do is we want to take our logo that I've papered out. You guys have seen it. It's on everything. And we want to be able to digitize that. And
digitize it is simply we can take a picture of it, but we got to improve the. We could take a picture of it and crop it. That's digitizing it, but let's not get into that on here necessarily, right?
Okay.
The tedium. Yeah. Our stuff comes this Thursday, so
yeah.
The first 2 containers are supposed to be here Thursday, so that's going to be really exciting. I can't wait.
Yep. And we're happy with the house is a little small. The kitchen is tiny.
Yeah, it's a tiny kitchen.
Tiny kitchen.
Our tiny house will have a bigger kitchen than this house does.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, we can do it on a scanner. I got you, Bruce.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. We can take care of that. It's fairly simple stuff.
Right.
But we got a lot of stuff to do. So this week we need to get laundry set up. We need to
we have to buy a washer and dryer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing too is that in our tiny home it's going to be all gas. appliances, major draw appliances. So we need to buy us a propane tank, because the dryer will be propane, the stove will be propane, the tankless will be propane. So we're gonna have to start working on all of these things concurrently.
Right.
Um,
We need to work on a well.
Well, we're not working on the well. We're waiting for I need to call the well digger and say, hey, where are we in the process?
Where are we in line?
Yeah.
And if not, we're going to have to get a couple totes or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have to get an IBC tote or something, a couple of them we can fill with water. And, but we're not worried about that. We won't need that for some time.
Right.
Because by the time we're ready to get settled on there, ideally, everything is kind of coming together, I suppose, as we work it out. But we're going to do solar. Going to do solar power, and so that's going to be interesting and definitely a learning curve there.
We definitely have the room to put it anywhere on the property.
We could put 1 million solar panels on our property. Not literally, but you could put a lot.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that. Thanks, Miss Kim. But yeah, so we kind of have all these. We're going to have all of these urns in the fair once.
Yeah.
So
it's just beginning. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, it's not making us crazy at all. No. Can you tell?
It should be good TV, though.
I didn't used to shake like this before. No, I didn't have these nervous tics. So, yeah. So we're going to have a lot of stuff going all at once. And we're just going to have to work it out. And I don't know. Maybe, how long is it going to be? You'd be the judge. 6 months, maybe, before we could finally kind of get everything. Sooner, later.
Yeah, it's going to be so hard because we can put a timeline out there, but
it kind of doesn't matter.
It doesn't. We have to get something livable in a year.
Well, we're definitely going to have it done before a year.
Yeah. So
come Hades or floods or anything else. So freedom. That's true. I mean, we're choosing to do all of this, kind of like our new slogan is chase your dreams. Well, we're chasing our dreams.
Yep.
And we're going to chase our dreams, and we're going to live the way we want to live. Right. And
we want to get out there and get our animals and all of that stuff. So
we want to live. We want to live life on our terms, and and if that means we don't have a lot of money, then that's perfectly okay. Because I mean, money that's another thing about going into debt to, ultimately it doesn't mean that we might not have an ICF style home. It doesn't mean that, but for now, we need to do what we can afford.
Right.
And, we need to do what we can afford and what we can cash flow. And that's what's important. And that's what I told her. I said, look, everybody talks about the fact that if you're doing what you want to do, and you're living your life the way that you want to live, then money is secondary in a sense. I mean,
right.
In other words, you can live in a shack, literally, and be a happy person because you have everything you need. You can still have a very rich life, and that's kind of what we're after.
It's a shack that's framed in 2x4s. It's not like...
I mean literally.
Right.
There are people that can live in a shack and have a happy life because they don't have all of these external pressures about paying this bill and paying these debts. We won't have to pay for electricity. We'll buy gas whenever the market is down, but we're going to get a big enough tank that a big enough propane tank that we can go 2 or 3 years. So we're going to ride those cycles. So we're not going to pay anything to heat. I mean, yes, we're going to pay it. Everybody knows that. But what I'm getting at is that we're going to have our stuff set in such a way that we don't have to pay for water because we drilled a well. I mean, yeah, and it's going to have a cost per gallon, etc. And you can break all that out. And yeah, after we have 10,000 gallons, it's this much a gallon. It doesn't matter really.
Exactly, Diggs. Yep.
But the point is that we don't pay water, we don't pay sewer, we don't pay power, we don't pay water, we don't pay sewer. I think we can there's a cell tower like 1,000 feet away, and I think we can get one of those extenders and get another line of service through a SIM card. And we've already streamed from the property on our phone.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be okay. Because again, to run all of that line is 4,400 feet. And we're not going to pay that.
4,400 feet in how much?
No, I don't know how much that is. Power is $11 a foot.
Right.
So for us to run power is $55,000, which we're not going to do that.
No.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's yeah, I know everything's going to be high right now, but we have deer that are going to be running right across our property. So we're going to harvest deer. We're going to get a couple cows. We'll get some pigs. We'll get some meat chickens. We'll also have our laying chickens.
We'll have rabbits.
We'll have a big garden. And so for the most part, we want to live as self-sustainable life as we can. As much as is possible. Yeah, we're going to go buy sugar and things like this. But yeah, I mean, the coyote, they might have a bounty on coyotes. We plan to shoot as many of those as possible. There's lots of scat around, so.
Yeah, we've seen it.
But yeah, so really a self-sustainable lifestyle that will allow us to kind of hey, Aiden here. Too much of the stuff right now. Yeah, stuff is expensive. We do. There's a fellow surviving ringworm. He has a YouTube channel and he makes some great stuff with his chainsaw mill, and we can do some of that. Again, it's just a process as we kind of get into things, and we get into things and we figure out where we can get a bang for our buck, and then also ideally we'll end up going to farmers markets and whatnot as well, and selling some organic chicken and the beef.
I am going to be a busy little hedgehog.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be busy, but that's good. Come in at night and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Get some stuff done and go to sleep. I mean, but I think it's going to be a much more rewarding life. I didn't enjoy being chained to a desk at all. I've never really liked that, but I like variety. So I might be able to find something that I can do that will kind of bring in some extra dollars to the old homestead. But, for the foreseeable future, we're doing a lot of work to get everything ready and to build out our own little tiny home ourselves. And it sounds like it's going to be a tiny home with a basement. I think that's absolutely the way to go.
Yeah.
So, which again, I'd thought about that before, but then I just escaped my mind with everything else that's going on. So
where our mind went after we bought the tiny home was how are we going to get everything in it that we need. So, sorry, I got a little burp. I need some water too.
And the answer is we're not.
Yep.
Which is also okay, but we definitely have to be able to get our container because it's got our Binford 6000 chicken plucker in it. We definitely want to have that since I'm the head chicken plucker.
So he doesn't want to pluck.
No.
But if we do rabbits too, we're not going to need to do a lot of plucking.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a...
People prefer chickens. So for selling food...
Write it down and you have a great book on your hands for others to escape communist states. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
He's a good writer too.
Well, and something I used to enjoy when I was a young man. So doesn't mean I still don't enjoy it, but just don't necessarily have a lot of time. Yes, I have a good little plucker. I'm the plucker. I have a Binford 6000 model chicken plucker. Throw the chicken in there with some water and boom, it's like a washing machine.
It's like 3 seconds and it's done?
Oh, it's more than that. It's probably 10 seconds, 15 seconds maybe. Yeah, it's wonderful.
You can do 2 at a time?
You can, yeah. So it's really handy. So I think that, oops, I'm not just, yeah. So we do need to kind of start getting work smarter, not harder. That's right. That's what I always try to do. I'm always thinking about a better way to do something, and
yeah, a man who gets off on analytics.
Well, when I can think of a better way to do something, it's a win for me because it's faster, it's usually more efficient, and it's less prone to error, whatever that thing may be. And I've done that through my whole life. It doesn't matter what it is, if it's organizing my garage or doesn't matter what, building something, a project. I'm always trying to think about the best way to do something. So the brain just never stops, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on who you are. For her, probably unfortunately.
Yeah.
For me, unfortunately, when I'm trying to sleep. So.
What are you talking about? Oh, when you're trying to sleep, yes.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for me when I'm trying to sleep.
I thought you were saying I was keeping you awake.
Oh, no. Yawns are contagious, yeah. Well, it's kind of nice since we're in most of Y'all's time zone now.
Yeah.
That's my own southern word, y'all. Y'all's, y'all of you. Y'all of you. Yeah, analytics, absolutely. I mean, trying to figure things out and study them and figure out what works better. And usually my primary objective is to figure out a better way to do it that maybe is more cost effective, saves us money. Do it this way as opposed to this way, and we're going to benefit as a result. So, there's that.
Yep.
So.
Yep, I think that's about all I have. Do you have any more?
Yeah, I think it's a good refresher. It was good seeing all you guys, and we've missed having our lives.
Yeah.
It's always kind of a highlight of our week too. So, but yeah, look on the videos. I mean, there's going to be a lot. There's a lot of stuff already. You'll be able to see a lot of. You'll be able to see a lot of the country. Laura did a lot of video. Nice. There's a lot of video coming out on. Laura took a lot of video. lost my train of thought for a second. Laura took a lot of video of just our trip and funny little moments as we were traveling. And it, again, this time for me, it was a hard grind, just a drive, just sitting, and because my like I said, my back's not in great shape, and get it healed up just in time for Thursday to start it all over again.
Yeah, we're looking.
Lucky me.
Joy.
Yes. It still beats the alternative.
Right. We're going to be happy to be in our own bed.
That's for sure.
We have a very comfortable bed here, but
yeah, it was so nice compared to the motels. Oh my goodness.
The motels, the beds
Sleeping
were
on
so
rocks.
hard.
Sleeping on rocks.
It's like
the only constant is change. That's right.
Yeah.
The only thing that never changes is change.
Mm-hmm.
But yep. So we got lots of videos coming out, and again, it's just kind of neat scenery. And I mean, did you speed it up and stuff, or how did you do that?
I didn't. I need to on some more of them.
At any rate, it's beautiful scenery. If you just wanted to look and kind of see, the weather was amazing, so that really added to it a lot.
We only had really one bad day. The rest of them were just sunny
and
beautiful.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it was like a dream.
It was because it was rainy. We've been getting rained on the whole time we were moving.
Rained and snowy and cold, and the whole time we were moving.
And so then we got into some sun, and it just felt amazing. It literally was like we hadn't even been in the sun. Really, it was the sun coming through the window on the truck. Just was like, oh, this is so nice, because it was a week and a half of rain, and we had really in that move. I stopped work on Thursday. She finished her work on Thursday. We haven't talked about that.
Yeah.
We finished work the same day.
Mm-hmm.
And then the containers, the first one was pretty much loaded by that point. Well, almost loaded. No, it wasn't, was it? I think we started loading that. But anyway, that next 9 days, Friday to Friday, Friday to Thursday. So next 7 days.
We're really grueling.
The next 7 days were nothing but wall to wall moving.
Not only our house, our mother-in-law's house.
Yeah, we were loading our whole container. It got picked up Monday. The next one got dropped off Tuesday. No, he picked it up Monday and dropped one Monday. And so then we had 2 empties. So we finished out the first one by Monday. Tuesday, we had to drive 90 miles north. And my mother already had a lot of her stuff packed up. And
within 3 hours, we had her house packed.
In 3 hours, we had her whole house loaded on the truck, headed back south. And
bye out to life.
We had it packed on the truck. We got it back to our house. We unloaded the truck and unloaded the van in an hour into the container that it went. The next day, we finished packing that as full as we could possibly get, and then the next day, we spent the whole entire day loading that container to the gills.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a lot of weight, but everything was cubing out. So we just ran out of space because it was all furniture items, which just take up a lot of space. But thanks to my brother, he came up with a cradle, kind of a little table to go over the compressor and the pressure washer. So that was a great help, because then we could set stuff on that table. Had just the amount of wood in my garage to do it. So he took care of that for us, which was very helpful. And and then so Thursday we still were finishing that whole process. We didn't finish until we went to the hot tub at 7:30 that night, and we'd been up since 6 o'clock that morning, and we were up at 4 the next morning to then start on our journey.
Yep.
So yeah, it's been
grind.
It's been an ass kicker.
But
we'll say that.
Those few days that we had on the road where
Hey, Ark Wisdom, Ark Wildman, I can't see that.
Ark Wildman.
Hey, nice to see you.
Howdy.
Yeah, so it was, I mean, you want to talk about a 7 full days packed to the rafters, and then to start on our drive and then get here, and we did about another 300 extra miles doing the long cuts.
Yeah,
so,
just to see some scenery and
be
with each other, because we knew that we were coming here, and our brother-in-law and sister-in-law, such a gracious host, just really awesome people.
To take our 2 dogs with us.
Yeah, we have our 2 dogs.
The little dog humps the big dog, the puppy.
There's some video out there. I don't know if we
pretty funny.
Yeah,
because the wiener is, he's standing on his hind legs, and he can't even reach his mouth up to the puppy's top of his back. The puppy is a 8-month labradoodle. Yeah,
and so intact, and so he thinks he needs to dominate him, and
have his way with him.
Yeah, it's quite comical.
It is, actually. He was giving him the old northbound, southbound dog treatment the other day.
The first 3 days that we were here, it was constant. Norman was having a hard time being chased by a
big dog,
an 80-pound dog all the time.
Yeah,
and
he's since calmed down. Now, though.
Yeah, he's calmed down and doesn't.
Him and the big dog. He showed the big dog who was boss. He bit him a couple of good times on his ear. And the big dog backed down. And so now, good old Norm is he's
the boss of 2 big dogs now.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it.
Yeah. Yeah. He's special, all right. So, well, everybody, it was great talking to you guys. And stay tuned. Lots to come.
Lots to come.
We gotta get off here and.
Yep. We got to get going. It was so nice seeing everybody, and
yes,
I'll be dropping in some lives here and there, and
she may,
if I can. Yeah.
She will.
Yeah, I will. So it was great seeing all of you guys, and we'll see you soon again. And God bless you guys, and thanks for coming out and listening to our plans.
Our fireside chat. Pretty soon, we'll be able to do a fireside chat.
Yeah, on the property. That would be great.
We're hoping. So, thanks everybody for watching, and
have a hedgy day.
Have a hedgehoggy day, and take care.
Bye.
Bye. You can't press that. It's not a touch screen.
Everybody's